Hey guys, welcome back, or if you are new, welcome. My name is Amanda, and here on this channel you will see a variety of things. We share everything from cleaning, organizing, decluttering, cooking, room makeovers, house projects, all the things that fall into the homemaking category. So if you enjoyed today's video and you are not already subscribed, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button and join the family. But today we are working on cleaning and decluttering a lot of our house because my mom is actually coming to visit. I'm so excited to see her. She's coming tomorrow morning, so I want to get the guest bedroom ready. I want to get like the main living area ready, and while I'm already in there cleaning, I want to go ahead and just start decluttering some spaces. I shared this a little bit more in last week's video, but I have just felt so overwhelmed with all of this stuff in our house, and I really want to minimize that a lot. So we're going to start this little process as we are doing our daily things. We're going to start decluttering. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope it gives you tons of cleaning motivation and decluttering inspiration, and also just a friend to hang out with today. So enough talking, let's jump into it. I wanna hear you say that you only want me. We're on a fast flight. No second too late, more than a get by. Life legends, life legends. So here I'm just starting out by showing you guys the messes. I'm showing you guys also some of the areas that I really want to get decluttered today, and just all of the clutter that we have kind of somewhat hidden. Also, a lot of it is just right in the middle of everything and out in the open. But you guys know I always love to share these real life messes, not necessarily because I love showing off all the messes in our home or all the clutter in our home to the world, but because I feel like a lot of times you don't see this on social media, and it's just not often that you get like that larger snapshot of what life is really like in everyone's home. And so I like to share this because I want you guys to know that if you have a mess like this, if you have clutter like this, you are absolutely not alone. And just as a reminder, not to judge yourselves on the unattainable, unrealistic things that sometimes you see on social media. So sometimes the camera doesn't always pick it up, but that's why I like to get up close and personal and kind of point out those things just so that you guys know you are absolutely not alone. And also it helps give you guys a bit of extra motivation because you see exactly where we are coming from and where we are ending up by the time this video is done. So hopefully you enjoy seeing those real life moments that I share in almost every video, and hopefully it gives you a little extra boost of motivation. So now that we've gotten all that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and actually get into everything. All right, here I'm just starting out in our guest bedroom, and no, we do not have an official door in this bedroom yet. It's still kind of in the works. Hopefully we can get that on soon, but you know, life happens. And right now we are currently using a blackout curtain, and that does work pretty well, but eventually we will have doors, and that will be super nice. And it'll just make us a little more grateful when we actually do get around to getting that done. But for now, I'm just washing up the bedding because my mom is coming to visit, and I wanted her to have some nice, clean, fresh sheets for when she stays in this room. So here I just wanted to show a few things that I had ordered from Go Collaborative recently, and I do believe I still have a coupon with them, so I will leave that link down below, but I believe it gives you some free goodies on your very first order. I get tons of things from Grove, and these are just a few of my very favorite items. Let me know if you noticed how incredibly dirty that mirror was. I did not even notice until my mom got here, and now especially while I'm editing this video, it's so obvious, but I do not know how I missed it. So here I'm just gathering a few of the Tuft and Paw items that they sent us a while back. They have been kind of tucked in the corner and we just haven't really gotten around to opening everything up, but they are such good quality and our cats are loving everything. But I absolutely love all of the Tuft and Paw items that we got, so I'll give everything a link down below. This is what has happened. Like, we've had this Tuft and Paw stuff for a few months now and we just haven't gotten around to putting it away or like getting it set up, which I'm super bummed because it is super nice stuff. So I'm gonna have Kyle go ahead and build that when he gets a minute. He's just doing a bunch of office work today. And then this kind of stuff, we just have like bins and whatever all around because our house has gotten like so full of just stuff. We don't have places to put it. So the only choice is to declutter, simplify our lives. And like when you walk in this room, I know it's not totally put together yet, but it's like, this is how it should be. We shouldn't have like boxes hanging out. We shouldn't have bins full of things. But I really just want to change this because this is not how it used to be in our home. It's just been driving us nuts, having every little nook and cranny like bursting at the seams. There's no reason for that. We're starting the process of fixing that today. Once I got the guest room all tidied up and decluttered a bit, I went ahead into my office and just started kind of cleaning everything up generally, like wiping things down, clearing off the surfaces, and then I started in with some decluttering. Now, desks and drawers and all of those closed spaces are really bad, or at least in my house, those are the areas that get so much clutter added into them just because they're not like right in your face, and so they're kind of hidden when you have company or when you clean or something. It's easy just to tuck something into a drawer or an area like that, but those are some of the areas that I feel are so impactful on how clean your house feels or how not cluttered it feels, I guess. And so this day I really wanted to focus on some of those areas as well, and not just the areas that were like open and in your face. So you'll see in just a bit as I continue on decluttering kind of throughout the day, the areas that were kind of tucked away like in drawers and things, they were overflowing with clutter, and they ended up looking so much better and feeling so much nicer whenever you go to open those spaces. Next, I just decided to go ahead and give my couch a little extra clean, which also included vacuuming it. Now, I misplaced my vacuum attachments for this vacuum. I don't know where they went. I'm sure I'll find them shortly, probably once I declutter the laundry room or somewhere where I'm thinking they might be. But until then, I'm going ahead and just vacuuming it the regular way. It's a little less convenient, but it works. And then I'm taking a little extra time to shave our couch with the fabric shaver. I will link this one down below. I've had it for quite a while and it works super well. So if you have a couch or any kind of linen that really has a lot of pilling on it, this little guy makes it feel and look brand new. Baby, keep it coming. I've got a lot of love. I'm what you want. But if it's only about tonight, I call it off. You're messing with my vibe. I'm falling in love. But if it's only about tonight, I call it off. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want from me. Darling, tell me what you want to see.
Every time we talk, it brings me back to when the days let out at 3 p.m. and a friend was just a friend. Remember when you saw a story in the stars? It told you that you'd go so far. Have you gone there yet?
All right, keep in mind this before, because the after of not only this drawer, but also like the lift top on the other side of my desk, it is going to be a complete 180. Like, it is going to be such a huge transformation. And honestly, I feel like I'm using these spaces so much more often, and my desk has actually stayed a lot more cleaner and a lot more cleared off on the surfaces. So here you'll notice I'm not only decluttering, but I'm also organizing, and I think both are very, very crucial. Like, if you just have way too many items, no matter how good the organization is, it's always going to come back because you just simply have too much. But on the other hand, if you don't have any organization, even if you don't have a lot of items, nothing is really going to have a home, even if you don't have a lot, if that makes sense. Sometimes I feel like I get a little bit rambly, but hopefully that makes sense. I do think both of them are super important, but if you have to start with one, definitely start by decluttering, because then you're not going to have to buy organization bins or anything for all those items that you're not going to be keeping anyway. Or you can always do kind of like what I'm doing here and just decluttering and organizing small areas at once. And that way it doesn't seem too overwhelming, but you're kind of helping yourself get the full scope of how things are going to be if you do it all at the same time. So do whatever works for you, but definitely don't overlook decluttering or organizing.
For some lightning love, can we speak honestly right now? There's something in the undercurrent, I can feel it coming up. Don't you wanna feel it? Taking over your senses. Don't you ever fear it? Technologic advances. Baby, come escape with me. I'll come sweep you off of your feet. Don't you wanna feel it? Don't you wanna?
In the basement, shadows on the pavement, flickering lights, stereo high. Getting louder, standing in the crowd, our eyes were aligned, bringing the vibe. They say we don't get second chances, so let's get it right. I'm not a superhero, but I just might be tonight. I'm feeling kinda cool. Got my best shirt on and I'm playing my song. Cool. As you move your feet, slide up next to me, it's cool. I'm feeling kinda cool. I'm feeling kinda.
It's kind of hard to tell in the video because I have things kind of sped up a little bit, but I'm actually doing a version of slow vacuuming. I call it fast slow vacuuming. I know, really creative, right? But basically, instead of doing like a full vacuum and then going back through and doing a slow vacuum, I'm just doing it all at once. And I just typically will do that if I'm kind of short on time, but it still makes a big difference just to go over your floors really slowly. If you have not done this, you will be amazed at how much more dirt and hair and particles your vacuum will actually pick up if you allow it time to actually pull everything out of your carpet. All right, we have 2 rooms almost done. I do have the sheets for this in the dryer right now, so those will be done very shortly, but everything's all clean in here otherwise, and it's vacuumed. My office is so much more decluttered than it was and reorganized. Kyle has actually been busy doing some office work today, and he's also been dealing with the cord management. If you remember, we've had cords for months wrapping around our desk, and it was just all messy. So he just did this, like he drilled on the side of his desk. He has to like organize all this, but he has like a little surge protector in here, and everything is just going to be so clean. So literally you can just close his desk and the only cord runs underneath the carpet and right up to the wall, and he's going to do the same with mine now that I'm done in here. So all of these cords, they are going goodbye. This is normally where I keep like all my random cords, is just in that basket, and it just gets so messy looking down here. And then also this is like the extension cord that we have that goes underneath our couch and into the wall, and it's just so annoying like when you're vacuuming, when you're walking. And so now he's gonna fix all of this, so it's just gonna be super clean. clean. But now that he's done in his office, it's a bit of a mess. So I'm just gonna tidy this up for him while he's working on my office, and then we'll move into the rest of the house.
I'm gonna break it down, raise the roof, do the sound, ready or not, taking a shot. There's nothing better in the world when it's the weekend. No cubicles or ringing phones, no bosses creeping. It's cool. Got my best shirt on and they're playing my song. Cool.
So while I was cleaning Kyle's office up a little bit, I decided to kind of help with his cord management because he was gonna have to come in here and do this anyway, but I knew he was in the middle of working on my office, so I decided to surprise him and get his cords kind of organized in his desk. And you can see I still have the vacuum cord plugged in, but otherwise the only cord is just that one underneath the carpet. It just looks so much cleaner than it used to. And then in just a minute, I'll show you a little bit of the process that he does over in my office on my desk.
Whoops.
It worked. All right, while Kyle is continuing working on my office, I'm going to step into our pantry, which has really gotten away from me, especially with back to school starting, and then also especially with me starting AIP, which is the autoimmune protocol. I've talked about it in a few other videos, but we've just been kind of changing things up, and I have not given this any other time or thought. So we're gonna tackle this today and then move on to everything else.
My mother told me the best things, they don't come easy. I had no idea how real that was. She said, don't stop dreaming, you got to keep believing. It will all be worth it one day. Oh, I can't believe I made it. I can't believe I made it.
The pantry was something that had gotten very overwhelming to me, but it was kind of like in that in-between stage. I didn't need to pull everything out and completely reorganize anything. Like for the most part, I would say everything was still working in here. We just had brought in a lot of different foods and I was just needing to kind of readjust that stuff. And then I also had some different bins that I wanted to transfer for like our extra produce, like onions and potatoes that we keep in here. Just a few things that kind of made this work a little bit better for us. So even though I was super overwhelmed with this space, just because it was so busy and so cluttered, I just took it one step at a time. I started by going through things on the floor and deciding if they were things that we were going to continue eating or if we were going to go ahead and be able to donate those or maybe give those to friends or if they had expired, things like that. And then moved on to like each shelf. One thing that I've shared with you guys a lot and one thing that I feel so passionate about is once you organize something, that does not mean that you'd never have to reorganize it. Your needs are going to change, your life is going to change, your situation changes, and with that, your organization occasionally will need to change too. Now that doesn't mean you need to do like a complete overhaul, but just taking a little bit of time kind of reevaluating things, what you need, what you don't, what organization is working for you, and maybe how you could better it, those kind of small changes can really make a huge, huge impact. Kyle and I always talk about in life, it's not necessarily like these huge drastic changes that you make that really change your life, but it's those little 1% changes, just a small 1% change a day or a week. Those kind of things really add up and they make your life go a lot smoother and a lot more how you want it to go, but don't feel like you have to completely overwhelm yourself. This pantry is a perfect example of that 1% change. I just changed out a couple little baskets, I decluttered things, I reorganized a few spaces, and this pantry has once again become a space that really inspires me to cook. It doesn't overwhelm me when I walk in here, and it's just made little moments in my day go a lot nicer since I'm not having to go in here and feel overwhelmed when I walk in the door. So maybe think about that today. What is 1% change that you can make in your life today or this week? It could have to do with anything. It doesn't even have to be homemaking, but those 1% changes are going to make a huge difference overall.
Love it, electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you. Love it, how you love me electric, electric. I love it, how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Baby, keep the light on for me, I'm coming home. Know I got you forever wherever I go. I feel like I'm high. Oh, and I wouldn't change the way you got me jumping through hoops. All the wishes in the world and I wish for you. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen. I love it, how you love me electric, like you do. Love it, how you love me electric, always you. Love it, how you love me electric, electric. I love it, how you love me a lot, love me a lot, love me electric. Wired in the moments like I'm walking on air, tripping over roses every time that you're there. I'm losing my mind. Oh, and I'm hot over the moon, you know that you got me good. I'm not even mad, I need you more than I should. I feel like I'm dying. Oh, and I found heaven in your eyes. Tell me it's all mine, holding on too tight. You're like a neon sign in a starless night, showing up so bright. Can't get over how you talk to me, like I'm all you ever gonna need. Seeing colors that I've never seen.
So my favorite part of these rooms that I tackled is not only that they are clean on the outside, but also I went ahead and decluttered things. So now I know that when I go into these spaces, they are going to serve me a lot better and they're also not going to be so overwhelming. And that's again, going back to that 1% thing that I talked about. These are all like little 1% things, small little changes that are just going to add up. I feel like we are always looking for that big change, the big thing that we can do to make our lives better. And it isn't always something like that. It is often more attainable to do these little 1% changes. And it also can end up making a bigger difference and also be something that is more maintainable because it's not so drastic and it can often be a little bit more thought out. Okay, it's several hours later. We got the kids to bed. I finished up a little bit on a video and now it's like 9:45 and we still have a good bit of work ahead of us. We really want to focus on the kitchen because we already had a mess to start with in here and then we didn't clean it up today and then we made an extra big mess tonight. So we have like a lot going on in this space. I also want to get that tree up and everything. We'll kind of see just how much we can get done. Shortly after we drop off the boys at school, we'll have to leave to go to the airport to pick up my mom. So I just want to get as much done in the house as we can before she gets here. So fingers crossed we can move quickly. The good news is Kyle's finished with all his work and we're just going to tackle this together. So let's do this.
Can't get my mind away from thoughts of you. 2 weeks ago today, you were just the girl I drew. And now I think it's time that we decide.
lovers or friends, and we would be fools not to follow what our hearts suggest. So think it over and let me know, girl, 'cause you and I be easier as us. Don't need 3 words, just one could sum us up. We're a couple of pins, pairing when we touch. Oh, you and I be easier as us. Oh, easier as us. Can't keep my
So once I got the dishes all loaded into the dishwasher, Kyle and I just spent some time hand washing and drying all of the rest of the dishes. We typically just hand wash pots and pans and knives and wooden spoons and things like that. And so doing it together took a lot less time because he was able to dry them quickly and then we didn't have to wait for them to dry or anything. But now that the kids have been back in school and we've really been getting back into our normal routines, this is typically what we do at night. Like we will do a family pickup, and if we don't have the chance to do a family pickup, then Kyle and I will actually come down and just clean like the main living area together. And it's really nice because most nights I'm not just doing this on my own. We're all taking a little bit of time to focus together on our home. It takes a lot less time and it's also just a little bit less lonely and a lot more fun. Let me know in the comments how you guys like to break up your housework. Does everybody kind of pitch in? Do you do all of it? Do you do some of it? Just let me know in the comments kind of how you guys break up your housework in your home and if you like that or if there's things that you want to change about it.
is us. We don't need 3 words, we just one. One can sum us up. You and I be easier as us. Don't need 3 words, just one could sum us up. We're a couple of pins, it's apparent when we touch. You and I be easier as us. Oh, easier as us.
No, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
What?
That is
Look
not,
at this dirty towel. It's wet.
it'll dry, it just had water on it. Ah, now there.
What about this one?
Yeah, that one's definitely clean, you just wipe stuff off with it.
So what do you do with it?
Well, I was gonna put that one back on the dishwasher, but this one can go in the dishwasher, that one can,
Look at it. Look at it. Look, it's perfect.
yeah, it's just actually stained.
It is not stained. Okay, there's the thing there.
Yeah, you just can put that in the dirty one now. Don't you worry.
You're so silly.
You will learn the ways of the kitchen.
You are so silly.
You stole my heart. It was the day I met you. It was the way you said hello. You stole my heart. I always thought, blame it on intuition, blame it on childish love. I always thought you'd be the one to hold my hand. You'd be the one to hold my hand. You'd be the one to hold my hand forever. You'd be the one to hold my hand. You'd be the one to hold my hand. You'd be the one to hold my hand forever. You are my one, like how we fit together and spend our days together. You are my one. I always thought, blame it on intuition. Blame it
Let me know how often you guys have to clean your stoves. I feel like I have had to clean our stove way more often in our house here in Arizona than I used to in our Utah home. In our Utah house, we had a gas stove, and that one never seemed to get as dirty as quickly as this one does. I don't know if it's just like the glass top that shows everything or what it is exactly, but the glass top stove just seems to get dirty so much quicker and show every little ounce of mess. Here I'm just starting to put the pillows on the couch and set them up nicely, and Kyle's getting our tree out. I actually got this tree from Target. They were having a super good sale. It was either 50 or 60% off, but it's a really large tree and I've not ever seen one like this at this price. The sale is not going on anymore, and I think it sold out actually in just a couple hours. But anyway, I love this olive tree. We ended up putting it in Kyle's office, and I feel like it just fit the space so beautifully. Try moving it a little bit towards the walkway.
This way.
Yeah, but not that much. A little bit out from the wall and a little bit towards your, yep, right there's perfect. Love it.
Let me know when we should go, and I'll go get my car, and I'll drop you at the airport. No, it's not that far. I don't wanna get closer than we are. Than we are. I can tell you on glory that you're gonna get. In my dream I keep on floating down the watershed, and I know we're getting closer, but we're not there yet. Not there yet. I'll be the raindrop, come down, flow over the middle into the end. I'll make the rain stop, come down. How could we begin there? I'll be a friend. And you're weary-eyed and broken by a new goodbye. Doing nothing wrong, I'm hoping for an alibi. I can see you're on a journey of a tidal wave. So come down into this solace, let it get away. Let it get away. And be the raindrop, come down.
It is the next morning. We were so tired last night, and I also realized that I still had a little bit more to do on a video, and so we decided to finish up the living room and kitchen. I worked on the video and then we went to bed, but I still have to tackle my bedroom. This is pretty much the last space that I want to get done before my mom gets here, and we have to leave the house in an hour, so I have to rush and get everything done in here. I was planning to declutter in here a little bit, but I don't think I'm able to do that today, so that'll just be another day, another project. That's how it goes. I want to change the sheets on our bed and then just vacuum in here and tidy everything up, because right now it's the usual, just a mess. But we don't have a lot of time, so enough chit chat. Let's get into it.
Worried you blow my reputation, but I figured it's not on me. Yeah. The way you're making me shiver, your hands on myself, I keep pulling the trigger. Alright, this very finger for people like them. Oh no.
I always get questions from you guys about where we get our sheets from, and they are from Boll & Branch. Also, my bedding is from Boll & Branch, like the duvet and everything, and they have hands down the best bedding that I have ever had. It is so soft, and one thing I love about it is that it just gets softer and softer with time. It definitely doesn't seem to wear down or anything. I feel like we've had it almost a year now, or maybe just over a year, and it's just as nice, if not nicer, than the first day we put it on. Now, their bedding is more of a luxury bedding, so it is a bit pricier than the stuff that you'll find at the department store. But if you are in the market for new sheets, definitely check them out, especially when they have their sales. They are just super nice, so soft, and they're also not hot to sleep in. I know Kyle sleeps very hot, and he loves these sheets.
But darling, on my mind, I'm feeling so fly up in the zone now. I'm like a golden crown, whirling high up in the sky. Oh, it's the way you make me feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good.
Another day, another cluttered dresser. I don't know what it is. I cannot manage to keep our dresser not full of things. It's just the perfect catch-all whenever we walk into our room. That's something I really want to work on. Maybe that'll be my 1% for this coming week, is working on not just putting things down, but taking the extra minute or two to put everything away. I feel like that would just make a huge difference, even though it's maybe a harder habit to create because it's like constantly. But I think that is gonna be my 1% for this week.
I'm like a golden crown, rolling high up in the sky. Oh, it's the way you make me feel so good right now. It's the way you make me feel so good. Oh.
Comment below if you saw the video of Kyle and I trying to put this mirror up, or if you saw the other videos where we got 2 broken mirrors delivered to us. This mirror was like such a struggle to get put up in our room and such a struggle to actually have arrived to us in one piece. But this one finally worked out, and I have to say we have loved having this mirror in here. It's just opened up the space a lot more, and I love the size and the arch in it, and I also love that it's not on the floor, so there's really not a lot of risk that it's going to be falling over and getting cracked or anything.
Am I still the one you see when you close your eyes? Am I still the one you need when it's late at night? Am I still the one you want when you want somebody?
Here I'm just starting to organize the clothes. So lately how our family's been doing laundry is Kyle has actually been the one washing the clothes and drying them, and then I put everything away. But then for the boys' clothes, they just bring everything down, and typically I will go up and kind of help them do this just to make things go a little bit faster. But on this day I went ahead and just did this down in my room. I turned anything right side out that was inside out, which that's definitely something we need to work on. And then I just kind of sorted them into pants, shorts, t-shirts, whatever, and then I just left them in our room. And then when they got home from school on this day, they were just able to take their baskets right up to their bedroom and put everything into their drawers. So they're still in charge of taking care of their clothes and putting all their laundry away, but sometimes I'll just kind of help out this way and make it go a little bit faster for them.
By my tongue, I never let them out, 'cause I can't avoid the heat when I touch your body.
Okay, we are almost done. I'm just gonna leave all the boys' clothes right here. They're kind of up off the floor and they're somewhat tidy, but this way, once they get home from school, they can just take their baskets, go put them up in their drawers. But I do want to vacuum the floors, and we have like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna go really fast and then we'll be done. We did it. This was such a rush to try to get everything done in time for my mom to get here. Of course, everything could always be cleaner, everything could always be, a little bit more done, but we got it all done and everything looks so nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you not only some cleaning motivation, but also some decluttering inspiration and also a few organizing ideas. We did a little bit of everything in this video, and I hope you enjoyed that. Next week's video is going to have a ton more decluttering and organizing. We are really just going through the house and getting everything set up and really just making things a lot more intentional. So to make sure that you don't miss out on that video, be sure that you are subscribed down below. And if you are needing a little extra cleaning motivation, or you want to see some super satisfying clips, like those really messy areas, and get motivated to clean those up, I'm going to link my spring Clean With Me marathon right here. That one is full of super satisfying cleaning. If you have a lot more to get done today on your to-do list, go ahead and pop that one up on your screen and clean along with me. I can guarantee that's going to give you all the motivation that you need. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.